guys, here I have this 2011 Ford Transit Connect. This one is in a white exterior with a light gray cloth interior. This one is in the cargo van trim, but it does have the rear sliding doors with windows as well as the back windows, so that's very nice. So anyways, let's go ahead and take an in-depth look at the Ford Transit Connect. We'll start it up, get an exhaust clip, and go over any of the interesting details the vehicle has. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's the key to the vehicle. It's a very unique key. You have your unlock function, you have your lock function, as well as your trunk release, or to release the rear doors. So let's go ahead and jump inside and start it up, shall we? You have black plastic door handles. The doors feel very nice and solid. So getting into the Transit Connect, all you have to do is insert the key into the ignition and twist to start. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the gauges. The gauges are very easy to read and very simple. This one has about 62,521 miles on it. You have your tachometer here, your speedometer, fuel gauge, as well as your engine temperature. So very easy to read. So let's go ahead and cut on the headlights, pull for the fog lights, hazards. Window controls are located down here. It does have an automatic down driver's side window. So let's go ahead and turn on the headlights, pull for fogs, the hazards, and let's check out the exterior, shall we? Now, Ford introduced the Transit Connect back in 2010, and it has been a sales hit among small businesses ever since. The purpose of this vehicle is to be just as roomy as, say, maybe a Ford Econoline van, but get double the fuel economy since it has half the cylinders. As you can see, coming around to the rear of the vehicle, you have your standard reflector tail lamps, turn signals down below, as well as your rear fogs down here. Fogs are located on both sides. As I said, this one does have the rear windows, which does come equipped with rear window wipers, thankfully. We'll go ahead and take a look back here. Now, one of the cool features in the Ford Transit Connect is you can actually push this button and it'll release on the door hinge, and the doors can swing all the way open. And then to open this door, all you do is just pull on this little handle here. And this door can do the same as well. Now, there is plenty of storage room in the Transit Connect. You can see you have all kinds of tie-down areas. You have your rear sliding doors, as well as the center partition between the passenger cabin, as well as the storage room. So there's definitely no shortage of room back here. You do have a light in the ceiling here, as well as right up here. So that's very nice. It'll keep your cargo all lit up to make sure nobody's messing with it. Rear doors sound very solid when you close them. As for the wheels on this one, we have P205/65 R15, so 15-inch steel wheels. These have aftermarket hubcaps on them. There's your side view mirrors, black plastic mirrors. Front end, as you can see, you have your standard reflector beam headlamps. Also, one last feature on the outside is the side indicator markers there. So let's go ahead and open up the hood. And in order to do that, you actually have to remove the key from the ignition, go around to the front end of the car, slide up the Ford badge, stick the key in here, twist to the left, then to the right to release, and then just lift the hood up. Now, this has Ford's 2-liter Duratec engine. I'll add the power and fuel economy specifications into the annotations here. Very solid engine, very smooth running as well. And then you just flip this back. So let's go ahead and check out the interior. Now, one of the first things you'll notice coming to the interior of the Transit Connect is how simple everything is. The gauges are very simple, the turn signals are very simple, wiper controls are very simple. And in order to operate the rear wipers, all you do is pull back on the little stalk here. They operate just like so. Here you have a little storage area up on the dashboard. You have your 3 circular air vents right here, aircraft style air vent. Dash materials, hard to the touch, but they are very, very solid, very substantial. They don't sound cheap or hollow or anything like that. You have a passenger airbag over here. Dash materials over there are hard to the touch as well. Everything in here is nicely grained. Everything feels very solid and substantial. Glove box is very decently sized. You could have no problem fitting a couple of iPads or something like that in there. Coming down, here you have your manual adjusting climate controls. Here you have your different zones and all that stuff, as well as a 4-speed fan control. Now this vehicle uses Ford's 4-speed automatic transmission with manual shiftability. You have first and second gear selection, and then it will pop into drive just like so. So we'll go ahead and pop it back in park. Here you have your emergency brake. You do have a vinyl stitched emergency brake boot. There's your power window controls, located in the center as opposed to on the door, so that's very cool. Definitely a European touch. This is a European vehicle after all. Here you have dual cup holders, and it does come with an ashtray, which appears to have never been used. It's a very clean ashtray, so that could be used for coin storage or anything you'd like. You also have a little storage area down below here. The driver does get an adjustable center armrest. It's very nice that Ford included that. So coming up, as you can see, you have a little storage tray up here to store maybe a computer or something like that, but it says do not place hard or heavy objects on the shelf, so keep that in mind. Here you have your interior lighting system. There is your visor. It feels very solid, doesn't feel twisty or anything like that, and you also have little ventilation holes right here as well. Same thing on the passenger side, but the passenger side does give you a vanity mirror, so that's very nice. You have handles on the ceilings on both doors. Coming up, headliner feels very nice, feels very robust and tough, which is exactly what this van is designed to be. Here you have your rear view mirror, adjusts just like so, and you can also dim it just like that. So anyways, let's go ahead and take this one for a test drive. So let's go ahead and get started. Upon starting the vehicle, the chime will let you know that the engine is running and the key is in the ignition. So the very first thing that I'm noticing in the Transit Connect is the visibility out of the front is probably one of the best that I've ever been in. And I'm driving through a little bit of a grassy area now, and you can tell the ride comfort is actually very smooth as well. So I'm very impressed with that. Now the first thing that I just noticed is the engine feels very, very powerful for such a large vehicle. It feels very well adapted to the setup of this vehicle, and the transmission shifts butter smooth, so it drives like a brand new vehicle would. Now the van actually rides very well. Going through that dip there has been a bit of a chore in some of other vehicles that I've driven, but this one rides very smoothly. I'm very impressed. And as you can tell, there's really not a whole lot of road noise that comes into the cabin, so that's very nice as well, especially in a work van like this. You would expect it to be less insulated than it is, but this one is exceptionally quiet for a work van. Now, driving the Transit Connect is very easy. It's just like driving a car with a little bit of a higher roof, and you feel very much in control. You feel like the car knows exactly what's going on, and it's not trying to do any strange things for you. It's just gonna do exactly what you tell it to do. The ride comfort is very smooth. It rides very well. I'm very impressed with the ride quality. You would think that a vehicle with leaf springs in the back would ride a little bit rougher than this, but this is exceptionally smooth. I'm very impressed. On the side view mirrors here, you have like a little fisheye to help you see out of your blind spot to make sure nobody's in your blind spot before you change lanes. So that's very helpful as well. I'm glad Ford included that little feature. Cruising at 55 miles an hour, there's hardly any wind noise. You don't get a lot of cabin intrusion from the road or anything like that. It's just a very easy vehicle to live with, and it's going to get the job done all day, every day, and be as reliable as anything could be. Brakes are very well modulated. Pedal feel is very good. You have lots of steering feel and feedback. You always know what the front wheels are doing. And the vehicle is front wheel drive. I'm not noticing any hint of torque steer or anything like that. So that's very nice. I'm glad Ford did a very good job eliminating torque steer, because that can be a little bit cumbersome to deal with if you're trying to just get from A to B and get your work done and do what this van is designed to do. So Ford made it very easy to live with. One of the things I'm noticing right off the bat is how easy the gauges are to read. I really like the gauges. You get a very big speedometer, so it's very easy to keep your eyes on the road and just glance down and know exactly how fast you're going. So that's very nice. The air conditioner blows ice cold. The interior of this one is exceptionally clean. I'm very pleased with how clean the inside is. This one is a non-smoker as well, so that's another plus. Now, handling, you wouldn't expect a work van that's this big to handle very well at all, but Ford did a very good job of making sure that it was able to corner very well and have a very balanced and planted suspension setup. It does exactly what it is designed to do very well, and that is get you from A to B, get your cargo and yourself transported exactly where you need to go, and do so in comfort with a little bit of style as well. All the controls in here are very easy to use. The turn signals are very easy. The steering is very light and very direct. You don't feel like you always know where the front wheels are and what's going on. The vehicle's never going to pull any tricks on you, because it's just a very simple and very honestly designed car to do work, and it's going to take whatever you throw at it and take it just fine. So that about concludes our test drive and tour of this 2011 Ford Transit Connect. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. The vehicle today is courtesy of Fairway Auto Center in Tyler, Texas, located conveniently on Highway 110. One of the best used car dealerships that I've ever personally dealt with, and they will do whatever they can to find you the make and model that you want, and in the meantime get you the best deal possible on that make and model. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Definitely be sure to check out Fairway's inventory on the web. I'll add the link in the description, and thanks so much for watching.